BF train, also known as the Queens Boulevard Express and 6th Avenue local lines. This is going to be my last train review of 2020, and I'm going to be starting on my G train review in 2021, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Anyways, we're going to go and jump right into the subway maps. So, it starts off at Coney Island Sewell Avenue. It transfers to the D, N, and Q trains. And then New York Aquarium, West 8th Street, which transfers to the Q train. Then Neptune Avenue. Then it heads into Avenue X. Then Avenue U. Then Kings Highway. Then Avenue P. And then Avenue N. And then rushing into Bay Parkway. And then heading into Avenue I. And then it heads into 18th Avenue, the Ditmas Avenue, and then it heads into Church Avenue where it transfers to the G train. The Fort Hamilton Parkway where it transfers to the G train as well. And then it heads into 15th Street Prospect Park where it transfers to the G train. Then 7th Avenue transferring to the G train. Then heading into 4th Avenue, 9th Street, where it transfers to the D, G, and R trains. Then Smith 9th Street, where it transfers to the G train. I think the G train sometimes stops at Smith 9th Street as the last stop. I don't know, but just let me know in the comments. Back to the maps. Then it heads into Carroll Street, where it transfers to the G train. And then the G train transfers go on, continue into Bergen Street. Then J Street Metro Tech, which transfers to the A, C, N, and R trains. And then it heads into York Street. We're in Manhattan now, heading into East Broadway. And heading into Delancey Street, Essex Street, which transfers to the J, M, and Z trains. Then 2nd Avenue. And then it heads into Broadway, Lafayette Street, where it transfers to the B, D, M, 4, and 6 trains. Then it heads into West 4th Street, Washington Square, where it transfers to the A, B, C, D, E, M trains. Then it heads into 14th Street, where it transfers to the L, M, 1 and 2, 3, and connections available to PATH. And then it heads into 23rd Street with the connections available to PATH. And then it heads into 34th Street Herald Square, which transfers to B, D, M, N, Q, and R and W trains. And connections available to PATH. Then 42nd Street Bryant Park, where it transfers to the B, D, M, and 7 trains. Then it heads into 47th, 50th Streets Rockefeller Center, where it transfers to the B, D, and M trains. And then it heads into 63rd Street Lexington Avenue and transfers to the Q train. You can also transfer to the NR, W, 4, 5, and 6 trains by walking to the Lexington Avenue, 59th Street, and using your Metro card. Anyways, then it heads into Roosevelt Avenue, and we're finally in Queens. Then it heads into 21st Street Queensbridge Avenue. Sorry, not Queensbridge Avenue, just Queensbridge. Anyways, then heads into Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue, where it transfers to the E, M, R, and 7 trains. Then 71st Avenue, Forest Hills, where it transfers to the E, M, and R trains. And then it heads into 75th Avenue, where it transfers to the E trains. And then it heads into Kew Gardens Union Turnpike, where it transfers to the E and the air trains to JFK Airport. And then it heads into Briarwood, where it transfers to the E train. And then it heads into Supton Boulevard, and then Parsons Boulevard, then it heads to 169th Street. And finally, it heads into Jamaica 179th Street, and train transfers available to the air train to JFK Airport. Alright, let's see what model trains it runs on. So, it's running on basic R160 Alstom's currently. Unfortunately, this used to run in the R486 train. It used to run in the F line, but unfortunately, they got taken out of service. So, I'm going to be showing you guys a picture of an R46F train. This is an R46F train. Unfortunately, sadly, I think the CBTC took the R46 off service, so they're no longer in service. Let's go back to the R160F train. Alright, so now that I showed you guys a picture of an R46F train, let's rate it. So honestly, I'll give the F train a 8 out of 10 because there's no more R46s. That's my first reason I give it an 8 out of 10. And it's not certainly my favorite line. But anyways, I'll see you guys next year. See you guys in 2021. Bye.